Hi there, my name's Brett Bovey. I've been brewing beer professionally for about 7 years now. One thing that I've learned is that beer sounds way more complicated than it actually is. So I want to break the brewing process down in a way that's so simple a fifth grader could understand it. At its core, beer is just 3 ingredients doing a job. You have grain that makes sugar, you have yeast that eats the sugar, and then you have hops that make it all bitter and flavorful. Everything else is just how careful you are while each of those steps are happening. The first thing we do when we brew is we make sweet water. That's it. If you're using grain, you're soaking crushed grain in hot water. You're not boiling it, just making it hot enough that grain has starch in it, and the heat turns that starch into sugar. You're not making beer yet. You're making something that yeast will want to eat later on. And once you have that sweet water, you then boil it. Boiling does 3 main things. It makes everything clean, which is also a good time so you can add in the hops and other ingredients because you're making a sterile environment, and it makes everything even sweeter, which makes the yeast very happy. Hops are added during the boil. Hops are basically the seasoning of the beer. If you think of the grain like the meat and potatoes, then the hops are like salt and pepper. They control the bitterness, the flavor, and the smell. After the boil, you cool the liquid down just enough to make it a good environment for the yeast. Trying to make the yeast happy here, that's the name of the game. And this is where the beer actually becomes beer. The yeast eat that sugar that you made earlier, that sweet water, and it turns it into alcohol and CO2, or carbonation, those fizzy bubbles. It also creates most of the flavors that you normally associate with beer. So the yeast are doing all the work here, and this is the step that matters most. After fermentation, the hardest part of brewing happens. You have to wait. Beer needs time to settle down, clean itself up, and taste just right. This is the part that we call conditioning. If you rush this part, you can come up with off flavors or your beer is very cloudy, and this is the most common mistakes that beginners make. If you understand these steps, brewing stops being so intimidating. You don't need to control everything. You just need to understand what stage you're in and what is supposed to be happening at this time. Once you get this foundation, recipes start to make more sense, your equipment choices start to be more clear, and the brew day feels more calm instead of stressful. That's the goal. If this helped at all, or if you want to learn more, I have a free community called the Craft Brewers Guild on School. It's where I answer all of these questions and break stuff down even further. It's meant for brewers or beer lovers of all skill level. See you there.